When individuals leave the justice system, they cross a threshold into an environment that often pushes them directly back inside. Marginalized populations face a re-entry pipeline severely lacking in structural support. This chart maps recidivism timelines. The bottom line shows the steady return rate for individuals with a single diagnosis. But for a person leaving prison with a co-occurring disorder, untreated mental illness, and active addiction, the curve spikes. Their return to the justice system accelerates dramatically. Securing a place to live is nearly impossible. Strict landlord background checks and housing discrimination block their access to the traditional real estate market, forcing returning citizens directly onto the streets. This system releases individuals with untreated trauma into an environment that denies them a legal place to sleep. Without a stable address, the barriers to maintaining employment or sobriety become almost insurmountable, making a return to prison the most likely outcome. Meanwhile, local governments face an entirely separate logistical failure. Every single day, thousands of pounds of usable material flow into regional municipal waste streams and are buried in the ground. Inside that stream are massive quantities of two highly valuable commodities: aluminum cans and high-density polyethylene, often labeled as resin code 2 on heavy plastic containers. Throwing these items into a landfill artificially inflates the cost of raw materials for local manufacturing. We are taking localized, tangible wealth and burying it in the dirt, continuously draining the surrounding community's economy. Cities usually try to solve the housing shortage by converting old commercial buildings into permanent supportive housing. But acquiring that real estate requires millions of dollars upfront, triggers years of zoning battles, and demands massive structural retrofitting before anyone can move in. Relying on the traditional commercial real estate market to house vulnerable people is too slow, and burying usable commodities is too expensive. We are left with rapidly expanding landfills and an unhoused population trapped entirely outside the system. Project Remnant proposes a structural bypass to both problems. It is a 1-acre micro-village concept placed on unencumbered municipal bufferlands, completely sidestepping the commercial real estate market. The village operates on a dual-stream economic engine. First is the funding stream. Village residents manually sort high-value municipal waste, separating out aluminum and PET plastics. Baling and selling these commodities generates continuous, ungated operational capital. The second stream provides the housing. While sorting the metal, the residents actively intercept thousands of heavy-duty milk jugs and detergent bottles, those resin code 2 plastics, diverting them away from the landfill. That diverted plastic is cleaned and fed into an industrial shredder. The resulting plastic flakes are then poured directly into high-heat thermal extruders. In the final manufacturing step, powerful compressed air forces that molten plastic outward against a massive steel cavity. It blow molds the material into rigid, hollow, insulated structural panels that interlock exactly like oversized Lego bricks. This dual-stream engine intercepts discarded waste and directly converts it into raw cash and immediate physical shelter. And it does this entirely outside the approval of traditional landlords. Because these panels snap together through precision geometry, a crew can assemble 1,100 pounds of this diverted plastic into a permanent, weather-resistant 20-foot dome home in a single day. To understand the scale of that material capture, this diagram visualizes exactly what 1,100 pounds of HDPE plastic looks like. Building just one dome house sequesters the equivalent of 8,800 milk jugs or 5,500 detergent bottles. Scale that sequestration up. A single 1-acre parcel comfortably holds 10 to 15 of these residential domes, tightly clustered alongside the sorting bays and communal infrastructure. Daily life for these residents moves from the scrutiny of parole offices to the management of a municipal supply chain. They shift from being seen as a drain on social services to acting as the primary operators of a measurable economic utility. Locking together precision molded panels to build one's own shelter changes the residents' relationship with the environment. They are physically engineering the stability previously denied. This micro-village model provides the housing security that traditional systems fail to deliver. By removing the immediate chaos of life on the street, it creates the reliable foundation residents need to begin the difficult clinical work of addressing addiction and mental health. Operating a waste diversion site and housing a reentry population naturally triggers neighborhood anxiety. Surviving this requires strict, responsive management of operational friction. This organizational chart outlines the project's tripartite board, distributing governance equally across 3 pillars: village participants, the local community, and city officials. A dedicated subset forms a weekly committee, immediately handling ground-level adjustments before they escalate into political roadblocks. Take a look at this digital dashboard. To maintain public trust, the project relies on this tool to provide radical civic transparency by broadcasting live, verifiable metrics directly to the public. Local residents can check these numbers and see exactly what the village produces. Instead of a transient camp, they see up to 18,000 pounds of single-use plastic permanently sequestered from their local watershed. Project Remnant proves a physical reality. When we throw our materials out, they don't actually go away, but we can choose to reclaim them. Redefining how we process waste stops the burial of our economic resources. By fusing the housing crisis and the waste crisis together, we can stop discarding our people and construct a sustainable, self-reliant future.